Okay, and we are live. I think. Yes. We are live. Sorry. And welcome to the live stream. I'm um, I'm going to talk about how to survive and thrive as a YouTuber or a YouTube creator. So by that I mean not how to survive and thrive as someone who watches YouTube videos, but as someone who makes YouTube videos, someone who has a channel and who is uploading videos and live streams and whatever to YouTube. So how do you do that while still maintaining, good mental health? How do you do that year after year while maintaining your creativity and your mental well-being? I'm just going to give it a few seconds while people are joining the live stream chat here. While you are joining, I just want to encourage everyone who are listening to this to subscribe, um, to keep trolls and haters and so on out of the chat. I set the whole thing up so that you have to be a subscriber to to join the chat, and that works wonders. Seems like people who actually subscribe, they are not also haters normally. And I have two other channels as well, and you'll find links to those and my website in the video description to this live stream. Excuse me. So, I see Berserker Gang 2019, Monkoko 64, Alistair from Scotland. Good to see you all. Now, okay, let's get straight to it. If you're going to be on YouTube, and if you're going to, one thing is being on YouTube. One other thing is, enjoying being a YouTube creator. That was the word I was looking for. If you're going to enjoy being a YouTube creator, you need to protect certain aspects of yourself, and one of those is your creativity. And it depends, I guess, on the kind of videos or the kind of material you are producing. For example, if your videos are, if you compose music and you make beautiful videos to your music, obviously you will need a lot of creativity. You will need less creativity if, for instance, I'm going to provoke the Christian people again. If you have a channel where you just simply read from the Bible, if you get my meaning, or if you're just reading the news from some website. But no matter what you do, you will need a certain amount of creativity. And psychologists and psychiatrists have studied creativity. And being a novelist, I've always found that topic very interesting. And it appears that there are lots of myths around and concerning creativity. And I'll try to break the most persistent myth right now. You hear people saying that it's good to get criticism because that way I can grow. No, not really. Actually, that's not how we grow. Studies have shown, and no, I don't have any links made ready for this, but there are several studies on this. Studies have shown that criticism, even constructive criticism, is extremely harmful to our creativity. That is probably why let me just use an example from my real job, being a novelist. You have certain people that you trust in your publishing company, and you work with them typically over a course of many years. Those are the people who give you criticism, and there's a relationship there, and there has to be a relationship because criticism must come from someone you trust. Now, those studies I'm referring to are not talking about the trust thing, but in general, criticism kills creativity. So I also have some background in coaching people in sports. My sport is powerlifting. It's a highly technical sport. You need to get everything right every time. And what we know about teaching people the right technique, and it takes years to get your, for instance, squat technique right, and so on. Um, you should always focus on the stuff that the athlete is doing right. You should not be focusing on the stuff that athlete is doing wrong. Of course, you need to call out the stuff that are, for instance, dangerous to your spine and so on. But if you focus on the stuff that's correct, that's much more. It will get the athlete to the desired result faster. We know this. So if you're going to be on YouTube as a YouTube creator, and you're going to and protect your creativity, and you have to, you also need to actually protect yourself from criticism. So when you do that, you have to always strive to get better at your craft, which, for instance, is making videos. You can't just sit there and be content with what you're doing. You have to try to get better every time, and that never stops. Okay, so you have to do research on making videos. You have to do research on editing the content that you are producing. You need to do background research, and so on and so on, and that never stops. So you need to always try to get better. That's extremely important. Now, while you do that, you actually are getting better, and that in itself will make you enjoy being on YouTube much more, because there's a certain pride and a contentment in um, knowing that you are improving. So that's the criticism thing. Okay. Another thing that, and I won't be getting into every aspect of being a YouTuber, but I'll get to some of the more important aspects of it in this live stream, and I'll get to the chat in as soon as possible. Just want to go through my mental bullet points, so to speak. If you really want me to respond to your comment there in the chat, you can give me a super chat. Otherwise, I will. But anyway, I will try to look through all the comments there. Now, you will get a lot of hate. You will get people trying to reach you, they're trying to drag you down, and there really is no limit to what they will say or write. I mean, to make you feel horrible. We need to understand that some of these people are sick in the head, and there is, we all know how. Well, we all should know by now how it goes. Okay, these people probably have miserable lives. They haven't succeeded, or they feel that they haven't succeeded. they are probably sitting there thinking to themselves that no, it's not me, no, it's everyone else's fault. So they love to drag other people down. They will call you out for it can be anything, and they will think a little bit in their little heads, oh, what can I write here to make this person feel bad? And it's very close to being downright evil. These people, they will write things like, for instance, me, and I've mentioned this, I get a lot of hate from the Bible bullies, as I've started calling them. They will say things like, oh, you're a terrible father because you're not a Christian. Yes, actually, I do get comments like that. And I'm going to hell, and I'm going to burn in the burning lake. But they will pray for me, so I should be thankful. Um, and you will get things like that from all sorts of individuals, and there is one fail-proof way to handle that. It's just to never read comments. But that makes it difficult to do live streams. Well, you can turn off the chat, I guess, but um, you sort of want to connect with your subscribers and so on. So my advice when it comes to this, or rather, let me just give you another myth here, or not really a myth, but okay, so you get the advice all the time, and I'm sure I'll get it here as well now. People are saying you should just not don't mind the trolls, don't give them attention. You shouldn't care about them, and some people will even behave in a troll-like manner themselves, saying that, oh, you're being so sensitive, you shouldn't be so sensitive. So, as I've said before, because I talked about this 2 days ago, so this live stream goes into sort of a series, if you will, on this topic. Um, what I said is that if you're a human being and you get a few hundred of these comments every day, it will get to you, you know. No matter how tough you are, it will get to you. I guarantee it. I've never heard of any YouTube creator with a large audience who don't mind this at all. I've never heard about it. I've heard a lot of small channels, they will say that, but it's easy for them to say. They are not in that situation. So I do not believe in that strategy that you just don't you try to not think about it, try not to mind the trolls and so on. So here's my strategy, and I've found that this works every time, and it's a very simple strategy, and it's kind of important that people grasp this concept if they're going to survive and thrive as YouTube creators. Okay, when it comes to trolls and haters leaving comments, my advice is do with those comments exactly as you want. So if you feel like calling them stuff, if you feel like saying that they should just shut up, do that. Okay. If you feel like just deleting the comment, do that. If you feel like just leaving it there, that's what you should do. If you feel like, and I do this a lot, kicking the person off the channel, do that. Do what feels right for you. And if that, the only thing I would say is don't be threatened to use curse words, because if you do that, you can be reported. Um, just do what you like, and you shouldn't go back and continue with a conversation with this individual. Don't do that. Just for instance, if someone writes, "Oh, you're so ugly," or and stupid. Well, actually, that one I would just ignore. But there have been times when I've replied. I don't do it very often, but if you feel like doing that, you should. Yeah, I do think that you should. Um, the best thing is just leave those comments. Just don't do anything. But if you still think about it, after a while, oh, I should have, oh, and it's annoying, you should, then I think you should have replied actually. So, yeah, well, trolls will take attention, so I don't reply to them in the chat. But if you see a comment like that, do whatever you feel like. There is no right and wrong here. Just do what you feel like, and that's it. You then you move on. Okay. I would say that if it's an advantage if you feel like just leaving those stupid comments there without responding. That's the strategy I use. Like 99% of the time, if I see a comment like that, I don't even bother deleting it, to be honest with you. I have moderators, and they will do that if they see it. But it's like, I mean, my main channel has 531,000 subscribers, and I've seen so many. I've been here 6 years, I think. I've seen so many comments like that. I don't. Uh, I've for every comment like that, I've seen that almost exactly a comment, almost exactly the same before. It doesn't make me feel anything. I don't, you know. So I don't know. It's up to you, but don't just do what you like. That's my advice. Um, let's see here. So a lot of YouTube creators are talking about the YouTube algorithm, and actually, this is not a myth. Now mm, there are two myths here. There isn't a YouTube algorithm. There isn't. Um, there are several. There are many YouTube algorithms, and they each have a function or related stuff that they deal with. So there are different algorithms here, um, and I won't pretend to understand how that works exactly. And I think nobody really knows without except those people who are working with those algorithms, and they will not. It's not an open source platform, of course, but you shouldn't try to please the algorithm. Okay. There are certain good practices that you should probably follow, but you shouldn't try to, there are like a million videos on how to, uh, do what the algorithm wants and so on. You shouldn't. Because what you should try to do is to build a community. That's much more important. And by that, I mean, you should try to build your channel in such a way that people like coming there. You should try to build your channel so that um, it's a friendly place, if you will. It's interesting, and yeah, so it's about building a community much more than trying to please the algorithm. Now, I'm sure that the algorithm that deals with views can be, not manipulated, but you can make videos in such a way that you get a few million views and so on. But if you're in this for the long run, if you view this as a marathon, and you should, um, that algorithm changes, and so that's why you should care a lot more about your community, the community that you are building here, than the algorithm. Um, I think that we have a great community here, a great community on the main channel and on Bjorn Outdoors as well. I see a lot of the same people, which is great. Um, and and if you think about it, I guess that you go back to the channels where the community is positive and friendly and so on. You wouldn't go to a channel where there is like people arguing in the comment section and uh, things like that. And you wouldn't go to a channel, I guess, if it's all about drama and calling out people, other YouTubers typically. Well, I guess there are people out there who find that very interesting. Uh, so maybe I'm wrong on that one, but I still think that building a community is key, and that's what you should care about if you want to survive and thrive as a YouTube creator. Um, let's uh, let's take a look here at the um, sorry, in the chat here. uh, a bat. Yeah, yeah, doesn't look like a bat. There are two backpacks here. Yeah. Um, let's see. Okay, I'll just scroll down. I'll just scroll down. Um, yeah, well, I think no, I don't think I'm going anywhere. I don't think they will take down the internet. I, but that's interesting, isn't it? To kind of to think about that, because we need to kind of try to imagine what that would be like, because it could happen. Yeah, that's a compound bow. I need to find somewhere else to hang it. But this is just a corner of my house, and I wasn't planning to do live streams from this part of the house. Um, but yeah, here I am. It's convenient just to sit down here, and this is the part of my house where all the stuff that I have, it just gets stored here. Uh, okay, so so it would be interesting to if you want a signed copy of my new book. If you're talking about the one coming in, well, this fall here in Norway, coming out this fall, you'll have to. Um, I guess I will do some book signing at the publishing house, and they are sending those out to the bookstores. Maybe I don't sell books myself. It's I write books. I don't sell them. Okay. Berserker Young 2019, you are doing live streams and videos. Yes. It says that I found that I enjoy doing live streams most from my workshop. Absolutely. Yeah. VTDM says, I figured it out about this calling out other YouTubers. They are doing it like they have some issues, but they are simply getting traffic like this. Yes, well, they do have some issues. I've seen. I don't really. I I don't get it. Why is this interesting? Calling out other YouTubers. Well, well, obviously, if there are people doing illegal stuff, um, but I don't really get it. That's Yeah, but yeah, they are getting some traffic from that. And typically, when you see videos like that about you, you know, it's like they get it all wrong. But they are presenting it like it's fact, and there is nothing to do about it. It's just some people are, you know, parasites. That's what they are. Yeah, well, yeah, these are interesting times, you know. So we should have stuff in books, books, paper books. Um, yeah, I think that the best kind of entertainment is reading books, and the best way of educating yourself is also reading books. We should People should do that more. Uh, and there is one thing you get with a book that you don't get when you surf the internet. It takes time to read a book. And while you are reading about a subject, um, your brain works differently than if you're just trying to get some confirmation on what you already think on the internet. And when people say that they have done research on something, they probably have just found some articles on the internet or seen some videos that confirms what they already think. That's not doing research. And actually, doing research is about now, doing research is doing experiments. Doing research is presenting your results and having to defend your research uh, in front of a panel of experts on the subject. Actually, that's research. So we are actually talking about gathering information and processing information. But I say research. So reading books is what we should do. Takes time, but it is the best way to gather information and become wiser. You know, um, yeah, and nobody should use Google to gather information from the internet. By the way, because it's biased. It's extremely biased. Um, and I know almost everyone is using Google, and we are using Google now. You know, YouTube is out. Um, so okay. Yeah, so back to the topic for this discussion here, or this monologue rather. I think you need to be honest with yourself as well uh, when it comes to the kind of content that you are making. Um, and there's a balance there, actually. Now, if I wanted to get millions of views on my videos, I would not make videos about the stuff I'm making videos about now. No, I would not do that. The videos that do well on YouTube are typically videos that have a good, no, good is the wrong word here. They have a catchy ID, like just watching the, for instance, the tree. There's a tree outside the window, um, and if I, for instance, yeah, said that I this video is has a colorful thumbnail, and uh, I chopped down a tree and it fell on my almost with small letters on my house. That video would get a lot more uh, views than a video about the tree itself. So, but I'm not going to chop down a tree. Not going to. So, uh, stupid example. Stupid example. But you need to find a balance there on, because on one side you have people, YouTubers, who are just making videos about whatever they are interested in, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. Some of those channels are, they are not really about. They don't have a set profile, so they will be about whatever that YouTube creator is interested in at the moment, which is fine. But you won't get many views that way. Okay, and I often tell myself that, is this really interesting to other people, or is it just interesting to me? Because if it's just interesting to me, I will just do it and I won't film it. Okay? Because I don't film every aspect of my life, obviously. So I need to I need to believe that this will be interesting, helpful, uh, and add some value to the viewer's life in some way. And if I think it will, then I will probably film it. So so you need to find a balance there. It should be something that you're interested in, something you find fun, amusing, beautiful, helpful to you, um, something you like, something you want to make a video about. But it also needs to be something that is uh, that adds value to other people. Okay, to other people's lives. That's how I view it, um, and it's a difficult balance, you know. So on one hand, you shouldn't just make videos because you're interested in it. Well, no, wrong. You can, but you won't get many views that way. And you shouldn't just go for the views and make videos about what you think will get you the most views. You won't be on YouTube very long if you do that, because you will start asking yourself, what's the point? You know, then it becomes just like another job. Uh, so Sandra Minarovic. Um, Sorry if I mispronounced that. Thank you for that comment, Sandra. Sandra says, as a published research scientist, uh, you're published in peer-reviewed journals. I can say you are right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Because I think we need to respect scientists and proper researchers more. My father was a researcher. He worked with researching markets, like for in when you are trying to figure out if you're going to start selling a certain product, you do research on the market. So that's another kind of research. Um, yeah, well, here's, yeah, thank you. Mängdeman. Yeah, the money thing. Okay. So again, you can be on YouTube and not making money. Well, have no desire to make money. That's fine. That's fine. But I think that you're not going to be on YouTube. Now, how should I put this? You need to be honest with yourself, okay? If you get 100,000 views on a video, will you still not be interested in making money? Just a question, okay? YouTube will put ads on your video anyway, and if you choose no monetization, they will put ads on your video. It's just that you don't get your share of the ad revenue. And a lot of people they don't know this, but that's how it works. So the money thing, a particular kind of trolls or haters, they will criticize you for making money on YouTube. That's a bit awkward. It's strange. It's strange to me, So, is YouTube a hobby or is it a job? I guess if this was only a hobby to me, I like filming. I wouldn't film as often or as much, and I would probably not upload the videos. I would show the videos to my family, if they were interested. Uh, but I'm not. Yeah, well, you need to decide if you want to make money or not, But if these people who say that, well, you shouldn't care about making money, shouldn't care about the views and so on. Well, who are they to judge? Shut up. It's just stupid. It is a proper job. I mean, you are making something out of nothing, and you are offering that to people. And people will pay. They will pay a monthly fee to YouTube so that they won't have to watch the ads, or they will pay with their time by watching ads, and you will get a share of those money. And I think that there's a lot of envy in this, and people who say that, well, you're only in this to make money. You get that, it's it's so dumb that I don't know. I think it comes from envy, and we then return to my point about how to deal with these comments. And as I said, you need to do what's right for you. If I get a comment like that, I don't care. I don't care. I guess there was a time a few years ago when I got annoyed with those people. Well, who wouldn't get annoyed? I mean, let's say you spent like 20 hours editing a video, and then you get a comment like that. Wouldn't you be annoyed by that? But now I don't care anymore. And Tron says, why is it a bigger problem to make money on YouTube than elsewhere? Making a product available to all is not free for anyone, no matter what you work with. Yeah, exactly. You have to, you have to buy cameras, microphones. How many microphones do I have here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 shotgun microphones up there. No, yeah, and a recorder, sound recorder. You know, and camping equipment. I probably would have gotten the camping equipment anyway, but I think it's about envy, and you get that comment a lot actually, and you will get it more and more the bigger the channel gets, because people will then sense that you are making money. And you know, I I see that there are channels who will do a like a 90-second promotion for a product. I don't do that, but I I understand that they are doing that. Some people, some YouTube creators are doing that. I won't criticize them for doing that because now I I understand that they are trying to make a living, okay, and why wouldn't they? Uh, I for me it's not. It would feel wrong when I have mentioned other when I mentioned the the stuff I use when I go camping and so on, or I will show you a knife. It will be because I use it. I don't think I no I've no I've never taken money for doing that actually. I'm an affiliate to some products, but that's not why I I talk about them. I wouldn't do it if I was not completely happy with the product myself, if I wasn't using it myself. To me, it feels wrong. I get on a weekly basis several offers. Can you talk about our mobile game, Shadow Legends? Yeah, that one I get a lot. Shadow Legends something. Um, no, I'm not going to do that. But you know what? If I was struggling financially, and you have to do your part to feed the kids and to, you know, I would probably do it because at the end of the day, your responsibility is to your family. But I'm in such a position that I don't have to do that, so I'm not doing it. But we should be a little bit humble. Um, I I understand that there are YouTube creators out there who need to do that, um, and we shouldn't be judgmental. I think. Um, so yeah, just wanted to say that. Is it called Raid Shadowlands? Raid Shadowlands. I don't know anything about these games. Um, I uh, I can show you. I got another. I have another. I have a new phone. Yeah, I got myself it 299 kroner. That's about $30, something like that. And it has a game, Snake. It's called Snake. I tried it once. It's very boring. But now I can tell you I have actually a mobile phone with a game on it. So yeah. So I'm I'm one of the cool kids now. Yes, the snake. Yes, I know. My son showed me. It's a retro game, I guess. So yeah, but it's not for me. Yeah, my wood phone is the best. I made this myself. Yeah, here's the screen. It says that I can do what I want, and yeah. So sponsored by Mobile Snake. I had to buy it myself, actually. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my wooden phone is a smartphone. It's the smartest phone I've had. It never calls. So it's perfect. I mean, it leaves me in peace, and I'm very happy with my wooden phone. Um, so if you're in an emergency, you can start a fire with. Well, you can use this as kindling. Is that what you call it? Okay. I don't think it's haha, chipped like wood chips. You could chip it to make wood chips and start a fire. Yes. Um, Aldesh, that's very kind of you. Uh, well, thanks a lot. So yeah, the wooden phone is what we should all have a wooden phone, and you can make it yourself. Um, and I guarantee that it will not bother you and it won't track you. So yeah, I don't know this phone. It's on the GSM network, so it's ancient. It still works. They closed the 3G network here in Norway, and yeah, I have a light phone as well. It's uh, it's here. I don't like that one so much because the battery isn't good. It lasts for 1 or 2 days only. On this, the battery lasts for 17 days. So, yeah, yes. Of course, there's a problem with these mobile games and smartphones in general. Um, the addiction people get to that phone is not healthy, um, and the tracking. So they are selling information about you. Uh, so for me, that's not okay. There's a big difference between having a phone like this with no apps. You can take out the battery if you want, and a smartphone, because a smartphone has apps and your information is shared with numerous companies out there, um, about where you are, your habits, what you bought, what you're, well, everything. We don't even know, and I won't get into that. It's also about shaping your behavior and feelings and thoughts, which they do through social media. Now, YouTube isn't bad on that one, but like Facebook is probably it's yeah. I won't get into that. Yeah, I'm on Rumble. Yes, Rumble is. I have to tell you, just like YouTube, only that they don't really pay much. Um, and they do have censorship there, and they will demonetize you there. So yeah, there's a lot. I know that Rumble has, you know, they would when they started up, they got certain YouTubers over there, and I don't know if money was in exchange, but uh, you can look into that if you want to, So I don't think going to Rumble is the answer. It hasn't been so far. Um, so okay, yeah, and there's a limitless list almost of alternative platforms. Um, and they have problems. YouTube being such a big company, they have tools to combat things that we don't want happening. BitChute terrible, Odyssey terrible, you know, and the yeah. So It's a bit technical. I don't want to get into it, but I don't want to get into it too much. But I think it has to do with their resources. Um, so YouTube is, you will find me here. I do have videos on Rumble, the same videos, but you know, yeah. Moving to another platform also means that people is not following you to that other platform. That's just how it works. And people will say, "Oh, move to Rumble," for instance, but they will not follow to Rumble. They will rather watch another YouTube creator on YouTube. And I'm sorry, but that's human nature, I guess. That's how it works. So, no, I don't have the Grizzly, the TBS Grizzly. I'm sure it's great. Yeah, Rumble also take sometimes ages to upload. Too heavy for me. I don't like heavy knives anymore. Not reading any books right now. Also, yeah, you have meta services in the background on your OnePlus phone. It cannot be deleted. That's scary, you know. Yeah, I have linked to my website on all my videos. But okay, okay. I thank you for all the advice. Please know that I have looked into everything concerning this, and what I'm doing now is the result of the decisions I made based on what I know and the available time that I have. Okay, so Brett says when Facebook downloaded itself to my phone by itself, and I couldn't delete or disable it, I got rid of my cell phones. Yeah, I agree. Because when they do that, you have a spy device in your pocket. Um, you know, that's that's what happens. And yeah, and a smartphone is awesome. It's fun. It's awesome, and you can, if you have a minute to spare. I never do, but uh, I guess if you're using public transport, it's awesome. You can sit and watch YouTube videos, for instance, but on the train or whatever. So yeah, it's great, But I think the price you pay by giving up so much data, handing out data about yourself, your movements, your preferences, and so on, is not worth it, at least for me. Um, Editing, I'm just using uh, getting old, can't remember, but uh, I don't know. No, sorry, I can't remember right now. I don't think I think they are quite the same. I would get and as some software that is simple to use. So um, okay, that's all for now, and thank you for joining. I hope this helps. If is at least this is what I have learned after spending a few years as a YouTube creator. It seems to work. These strategies seems to work for me. I know other people as well are using the same strategies. When it comes to the thing about just doing whatever you feel like with the haters and trolls and so on, I know if people were more honest, that's probably what they would say, but they will probably tell you that no, we ignore them. Well, yeah, I do that as well 99% of the time, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just write back to them, but not very often. Um, but I think my strategy there is the same strategy as other YouTube creators with some kind, a larger audience has, same strategy. I'm just being maybe a little bit more honest. Okay. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon.